and salutations, listener. It is I, Eric J. Chucci, here as always with my perpetual bassist, The Boy.
Hey.
And we bring you the Two Nerds podcast. This week, we're talking about music. You know what the song I probably listened to the most last year was? Let's Get Hardcore by Shining Wasato. You know, funny I should mention that. Super Blizzard, Shining Wasato, the entity that is, they gave us that heat as our theme music for Freezy. So you know what you should do? Follow the link in the description. Go buy up all his musics. Search him on the Google. Find his Twitter. Buy all his games. Joylanter's on Steam. It was on sale last week. Where were you? That's right. That's what I thought. You feel bad now. You should. We're talking about...
Why do you assume the listener didn't buy it?
I don't know. Maybe they did. I'm sorry, listener. I'm sorry, Ultimo Dragon. Maybe you did buy it.
Assuming bad things.
You know what? That's pessimism, and I don't live that way.
That's my bag.
That's your bag. So those of you who haven't heard, there was a survey put out by Rock Band that is kind of not so much teasing, but asking the fans what they want out of the new Rock Band game. If you can't find it, it's on the Harmonix Facebook. It's on the Song Pop Facebook. Go check it out, do the survey, and tell them we want backward-compatible DLC.
Yeah, I was about to say, the most important thing isn't that you take the survey. It's that you take the survey and tell them we want backwards-compatible DLC.
We spent $2,000 at least on DLC for that game, because we love Rock Band, because we love music, and while...
And I love the idea of being a musician, but I have no talent. So this allows me to live vicariously through video games.
Kind of like us in podcasting.
Pretty much.
Shots fired at myself. But yeah, so Boy and I thought it was finally time to do the music podcast that we've been wanting to do for like 3-4 months that we just couldn't figure out how.
And part of the reason we couldn't figure out how is, I'm going to be completely honest with you here, listener, Eric has a very developed musical palate. He has.
It's weird when you call me that.
It is. But it is weird, but you refer to yourself as Eric J. Chucci on the podcast.
I just, in case you want to search my books on Google, you want to look for me.
This is
Mr. Whitey didn't write the Colt Regan series, 4 books of which are available presently on Amazon.com and other fine retailers. For around $10, maybe less.
Oh, no, I can't make that joke. It's referring to better music during your shitty music, but I kind of just want to go Barry, put the ad in the corner.
It's Kevin now.
Kevin. I miss Barry.
I like how they got themselves a Filipino houseboy. That's
Anyway.
He's dear and sweet, and I love him, really. Cats! We are talking about music.
So... Eric has a lot of music. He does a lot of stuff with musical theory, and he has deep insights to music. I don't so much. I just sort of like music.
I actually have 2 shitty techno albums.
Yeah, he has 2 shitty techno albums. I have no shitty techno albums. I have 7 good ones.
You're one of the guys from Daft Punk, right?
Yeah, see, we are robots. I mean... I do speak French, and it is robots. Maybe, you don't know.
Hey.
But aside from a few bands that I really, really enjoy, I mostly just listen to a song and like it. Or don't.
Well, I think that gives us a good dual perspective. There is the perspective of me, who I'm kind of a music gourmet, if you will.
Yeah, that's a fair term.
And, I will eat the best foods, and I will go, oh, this tastes so good on a refined palate. But then I go home and make hot dogs and beans, and I'm like, yay! Whereas you were like the layman, the regular person listening to music and going, yeah, that's good, or no, that's Nickelback.
All right. First point of the Two Nerds Music Podcast. Ain't nothing wrong with Nickelback.
I'm tired of hearing Rockstar.
You know what? And I think all humans should be at this point.
And Chad Kroeger's kind of an asshole.
Also true, but separate the art from the artist, my friend.
It's good stuff. I like most of their music. I think they get an overly bad rap. I think they're an easy target.
Oh, they're definitely an easy target. Their music is completely soulless. Utterly. Honestly, they have said as much. They make music to make money, and they make music with a scientific formula to make money. And it works. Their music's pretty good.
But so does Kesha and Pitbull.
Yeah, Kesha makes music for the exact same reason. Pitbull makes music for the exact same reason.
And did you hear Timber? That was a pretty good song. Didn't have any right to be.
I have not.
It's pretty good. You've heard a parody of it, I think.
Probably. I've probably heard a parody of lots of songs. I listen to a lot of parody music. But we're just going to open the show with general opinions about music.
Yeah, a little background. Favorite bands, favorite albums, shit like that. Favorite songs, if you have any. That's a little harder for me.
So since my side of this conversation is a little easier because I have more solid opinions on this, specifically because you love too much to have a solid opinion.
I do. I love so much music.
My favorite band was, and probably forever shall be the classic lineup of Guns N' Roses. Probably has a bit to do with when I found them. It was one of the first hard rock bands I found as a child. Probably has a lot to do with their exact sound.
Well, I mean, that was a bunch of really talented guys coming together with Axl Rose and making, incredible stuff.
Dude, Axl Rose was a very talented singer and songwriter. He was also bipolar and did not like medication.
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose we had Duff McKagan on there, so
yeah,
it's not like they're all...
Duff.
Look, it's Slash. Slash and a bunch of dudes.
Axl Rose.
He was carrying.
And then Duff. Have you ever actually listened to Duff's drums isolated?
I've heard his band. He's okay.
Duff is not a good drummer.
No, not terribly. But it's like punk music. You don't necessarily have to be good at what you're doing to give a good vibe, give good music, So I don't hold it against him.
Thanks to Mega Man, he's Duff McWhalen in my brain now.
I'll be honest with you, that's the only reason I remember.
I know it's the only reason you remember his name.
Hey, the only reason I remember any of their names, other than Axl Rose and Slash, is because of that Mega Man game. Oh, man.
Poor Duff. But you, favorite band at the moment. We'll say at the moment, because
Always.
I know it changes.
Rob Zombie is my favorite musician. Other than my wife, he's probably my favorite person. You're up there.
No, I can understand. I appreciate and respect your abject hero worship for Rob Zombie.
He tries my patience sometimes, working with PETA, that bothers me. But he also has a pet dog, so I doubt he's in favor of, dog murder. He just doesn't want to eat turkey and wants other people to know that slaughterhouses are horrifying. And they are, so, whatever.
They are. Slaughterhouses are horrifying.
It's terrible what we have to go through to give me my delicious food.
Yeah, and delicious. That's the important part.
I like places like Chipotle that try to find a better way and still give me delicious food.
Yeah, it costs
I'll pay a little bit more for it. That's fine.
That's fine. I honestly, I just want the delicious food.
I care about animals.
He does.
Rob Zombie, hands down, my favorite artist. There are others floating in a nebulous cloud of ever-shifting ranks as they battle to try to become the king that is irreplaceable. Among KMFDM, Mindless Self-Indulgence, Mushroom Head, Rammstein.
Very similar themes throughout.
Marilyn Manson. I used to have so much respect for Marilyn Manson. He's such a diva these days. It seems like he's kind of chilled out on that, though. I don't know. Maybe he got some medication or something. I don't fucking know. But his music's still good, so whatever. Yeah, that's me. That's my nebulous cloud of awesome. And then a bunch of nerd rock bands,
Yeah.
The Megas and stuff like
the
that.
nerd rock bands that are... the first idea for this podcast was a thing we've seen on the internet. I think Eric, I think White, you are still going to do it, is to look at whatever you listen to music on most often, find the 10 or so artists come up the most. So 10 songs that come up the most, only one by each artist, and post them on the internet. We were going to do that, but I just changed phones, so we can't. Because that's how I listen to music. I listen on the way to work, on the way back from work, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But since we can't do that, we decided to go a slightly different way.
Yeah.
We decided to hit shuffle, and we both have very eclectic taste in music.
Are you already getting into this? Because I did want to mention one other thing.
Oh yeah, go.
There is a concept I have of the perfect album. The album you can turn on and listen to from start to finish, and there's not a bad track. And the music is amazing. I posted these on my Facebook like 2 years ago. And I've added one since then. Because one has been added. Here are, very quickly, 6 albums that I find perfect from start to finish for your listening pleasure. That would be Wumpscut's Wreath of Barbs. I can't think of a single song on that album that isn't just amazing. And, like, that stands out because the rest of Wumpscut's stuff is mediocre. They have a couple of standout tracks, but Wreath of Barbs, amazing album. Rammstein, who I love as a band in general, but Rise is one of, like, that album's got so much emotion in it and so much fun. There's so much variance. White Zombie's Astro Creep 2000. I love Rob Zombie's music, but it seems like he'll do an album and then, like, one song is...
He's got the dud.
Yeah, it's like, well, that was okay, whatever. The rest of the album's great. Astro Creep doesn't have that. Like, the closest you can get is El Phantasmo and the Chicken Run Blastorama, but I think it makes up for it in the name alone. And it's a pretty good song. 2 mindless self-indulgence albums, You'll Rebel to Anything and How I Learned to Stop Giving a Shit and Loving Mindless Self-Indulgence, are fucking amazing. Just pure goodinium. Last album, Mushroom Head 13. I like that I got in, not quite on the ground floor, but like 4th or 5th floor of Mushroom Head. They were a local band, and now they really got big. I spread their love around the internet a little bit. I hope that helped them out. But, yeah, so those albums are perfect. Not a fucking bad song on them. And they're pretty easy access for most people. Obviously, it's not pop music. It's very heavy, but whatever. Those are my faves. All right, we can roll on with what you were saying. We get the playlist up. We hit shuffle. Try to skip, if we get the same artist twice. But just talk about the song. Talk about the artist. Talk about our love for them and why.
And why we like specifically that song, if necessary. Because there's a couple of songs on here by people who I like this song and like nothing else they've ever fucking done. So I'll mention that if it comes up. But we both have very eclectic taste in music. I believe we actually share a mutual hatred for the exact same one genre, and that is modern country music.
I don't hate it, but it's not for me. Like,
I had enough exposure to it because of where I grew up that we can't be friends anymore, me and my
That's fair. Music. That's fair. They've burned their bridges. I understand that. I lived in my own musical cocoon for so many years, and Brandy has drifted far away enough from country, so is the pop scene, that it's not a big deal anymore. They're not bothering
I
me.
don't run into it a lot anymore.
Yeah, I'm willing to forgive and forget by this point. But it's, upon further listening, there's some country that's really good. Johnny Cash.
Yeah, most of the country that's really, really good is old as fuck.
Yeah. And, there's some guys that have that same sound these days. Every now and then I hear a country song and I'm like, oh, that's
I don't
pretty
run
good.
Listener.
Oh, it's hard.
Listener, this is my question to you. Feel free in the comments if you can think of a single currently producing country music artist who sounds like Johnny Cash or Hank Williams. Please, post them in the comments. I will listen to their music. I would love to be able to say that there isn't a kind of music I don't like. I would really, actually, genuinely love to say that.
I don't like soft rock.
I actually do. There is soft walk? There is soft walk that I enjoy.
Soft walk, delicious food-making device.
No, you need a nice, hard, firm walk for that. You do not want a soft one. But I'd love to be able to say that there isn't a genre of music I don't like.
I guess there are some ballads, but I kind of hold ballads and soft rock in general separate. Like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys as a band, they make pop and soft rock. Whereas, Poison makes hard rock and ballads. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fair distinction. But, Wilson Phillips, One More Day. I love that fucking song.
Yeah?
I love that fucking song.
Fair enough.
Partially because of how I first encountered it, but it became, a thing.
Yeah.
With the people I was living with, it became a meme. And now it has a lot of good memories attached to it.
Right on. All right, well, let's get this started. We're basically just going to do this back and forth for the rest of the podcast because, listener, we couldn't figure out how best to convey to you how much we love music and in what way.
So, this is the best start we have.
Yeah.
If you can think of anything else you'd like to get
Yeah, listener, ask questions. We love to answer them.
Yeah, please do, because there's so much to talk about in this field. We once spent days, at least 6 hours one day, and more than that, most of another day, discussing the best hard rock vocalist. And this was years ago.
We finally came down. It was I don't know if our criteria were fair.
Yeah, this was years ago. I don't want to mention who we came up with because it's been so long and things have gotten so cold. But it was a very deep discussion. We talk about this shit a lot around the Two Nerds house. We listen to music as like a unit. All three of the nerds in this household. We enjoy music together, and this is a special little peek behind the curtain of the Two Nerds house. Spork and I here will occasionally be singing along to songs in the car, and we unintentionally harmonize. We will sing different parts of duets.
I remember we were playing Rock Band, and we got, what was it, the Beast in the Harlot, the Avenged Sevenfold song. It came up, and we accidentally, pure coincidence, not trying to hit it, took each individual part and just sang.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. It happens when we listen to Megas. I don't know why. It's like the lamest, most...
It is the lamest, most...
homo-romantic thing we do.
That is what makes this a bromance.
Yes. This is why there's fanfic about us. Oh, it is never to be. I'm sorry.
So, do you want to go first?
Yeah, why don't you go first? Why don't you kick this off for us?
First song that I hit with shuffle is I'm Your Boogeyman by White Zombie.
Ooh, good start. Good song.
Good start. Amazing song. I love this cover way better than the original because this cover injects a kind of like menace to the song that really transforms the message.
Why, it's almost as though that were intentional.
Yeah. And it's a really fun song. It's a really upbeat song. It's a great song to go running to, FYI. And it has a lot of personal... You'll find, actually, I'm going to say this once, and I'll try and avoid it, because I'll just keep repeating myself. A lot of the songs that I keep on this giant eclectic playlist that I have, which is basically all the music that I own, that I keep, are songs that connected with me personally somehow. This one reminds me a lot of the first, few years of White and Ice friendship. For a couple specific reasons that I can get into another time.
To be brief, it was one of my wrestlers on WWE games entrance music for a while.
Yeah, and it brings back a lot of fun memories. I'm repeating myself from earlier. I really connect music with memory. I really connect music with past experiences positively.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah, it's a big thing for most people.
Like, if I get in a bad mood or something happens to sour my mood, the first thing I'll do is turn off my music.
Yeah, you do that because you don't want to connect.
I don't want to associate it. And it works wonders. I mean, it used to... there are songs I can't listen to, or couldn't listen to, I've probably forgotten it, because they would remind me of a fight I had with my ex-wife or whatever. I don't want that in my life. No, screw it.
Music is for joy. Music is for happiness.
Well, music is for emotion, but I think the music should be giving you the emotion that the music itself gives, not an emotion related to something.
Yeah, because there are some sad fucking songs that I like.
Yeah.
You go.
Well, I mean, I'd like to talk a little bit about this song and this artist.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Because we're going to try not to double up on artists. I love Rob Zombie so much, and I kind of covered that already. But White Zombie as a band was such an interesting mix, because they started out doing this aggressive speed metal, really, really early Metallica kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had this indie sort of unpolished, almost punk-like vibe to them. And some of Rob's early stuff had clips from Star Wars and horror movies and stuff. I mean, he still does that. But Star Wars, fucking Greedo's lines from Star Wars were the entire lyrics to one of his songs.
That's great.
I can't think of it off the top of my head. I want to say Disaster Blaster 2? Can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that. But, and then once they did La Sexorcisto, they had evolved into this sort of genre that didn't really exist. They were partially industrial, partially punk, partially hard rock, just blending everything and dumping in a bunch of horror, and I mean, that's what made people go crazy for them. That, and that they were on Beavis and Butthead, which was so fucking popular at the time.
Dude, there was a time when being on Beavis and Butthead could make your fucking career.
Well, and it did. It made their fucking careers. I mean, that was the biggest fucking launching point. And the beauty of that is it came right back around, and then Rob Zombie designed the dream sequence in the Beavis and Butthead movie. He did the music for that.
I
and he
didn't
actually
know that.
animated it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Another fun tip, factoid about that song specifically, "I'm Your Boogeyman."
Mm-hmm.
In the music video, that comes from the Crow 2 soundtrack. In the music video, Rob Zombie's covered in rats. Those are all his rats. They were like biting him and pooping on him.
Because that's what rats do.
Yeah. But, I love that song. Crow 2 is a good movie. A lot of people say it's like the last good Crow movie. I like Wicked Prayer a lot.
I like Wicked Prayer because of David Boreanaz.
You know, I really like all the acting in that except for Tara Reid. And Tara Reid,
like David Boreanaz.
Tara Reid's just being Tara Reid, so. Come on, what about naked Danny Trejo doing his Native American dance?
That goes without saying. Any movie Danny Trejo's in, I like Danny Trejo. That's pre-established fact.
But yeah, White Zombie, Rob Zombie, yeah. Okay, it's my turn. Let's go over here, see what I got. Let's hit the old shuffle. That's not a real song. Are you on shuffle? What the fuck? Alright, let's do this. Skip.
There we go.
There we go. Red Hot Chili Peppers, specifically Aeroplane. Oh, what a good song. Here's a fun story. Now, not so much of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but watch this other band will come up and I'll be like, oh, I already told that story. When I was in high school, my friend John loved the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They were like his favorite band. They might still be, I don't know. But,
well, it's a good favorite band to have.
Oh, yeah, sure. They're really good. Californication is up there in terms of perfect albums. There's a couple tracks that are good.
I really like Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Oh my god, there's like one track on that album that keeps it from being perfect. And it's bad enough that it's like, I'm sorry. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, the rest of that album is gold. But yeah, I wasn't really into them. Them and the Foo Fighters, I was just like, eh. Then there was like a point at like 2007, 2008 where like that's all I was listening to was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Right about when I met you, yeah.
I was like, this is great.
And your techno music, and you were listening to a lot of that back then, and just fucking industrial music.
Oh yeah. And industrial is my favorite genre of music. So, I mean, I like a lot of other stuff, but I keep coming back to Sweet Daddy Industrial. Aeroplane specifically, I don't know, it's a fun song. I mean, really pick a Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
They're all pretty fun. Not my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers song, honestly.
No.
But one I do enjoy because there aren't many of their songs I don't. It's not on my phone, if that gives you an idea of where it stands, unlike some of their other songs.
I think my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers song, what's the name of it? Sing it on Rock Band all the fucking time. Funky Monks.
You do sing that song a
lot. I love that song. Probably blame my friend the Loon for that one. Call the Gall, if you will. Shout out to my boy.
Hey Loon.
Yeah.
We've never spoken, but I'm a fan of yours.
I have your album in my car.
It's pretty good.
Let's kick it back over to you, my friend. What do you got?
Flogging Molly. Devil's Dance Floor.
Flogging fucking Molly. Oh my god, what a great band.
Yeah, that's why I have it. I have actually more than a couple of their songs.
Oh god, as you should.
It's... Specifically this song, I love because I'm not Irish, obviously.
You love the song because you're not Irish?
No, I need to preface this.
Okay.
I'm not Irish. I'm part German, part Native American, to simplify it.
Part miscellaneous.
Yeah, part miscellaneous.
Like a hot dog.
But that song really, I don't necessarily want to say it makes me feel a connection to that culture. It makes me want to experience more of that culture every time I listen to it. It feels very genuine. It feels like something that you would hear in a bar in Dublin.
It makes me want to roleplay a little bit.
Yeah, it makes me want to roleplay. I've connected it with roleplaying a little bit because I was introduced to this band by a guy who I no longer really hang out with, but he was a guy who I met mostly through roleplaying and through you, and he introduced me to this band in a big way. I didn't really hear much of them before him, and it has connected it with not just role-playing, but a couple very specific role-playing tropes. And there's one other thing it makes me do. Oh, this. I will snap much more after this song because it's a song whose beat gets into my brain and won't leave. So if you see me walking around the house like doing this more,
Yeah.
I've probably listened to that in the last couple of days.
Right on. I like Flogging Molly because they cover such a broad spectrum of influences. They'll go from Celtic punk, and they're like one of 3 popular bands. Them, Dropkick Murphys, and some other bands that are Celtic punk.
Yeah.
But they also have like these long, sorrowful, almost dirge-like songs. And these drinking songs that are full of life. They really celebrate what it means to be Irish. Both the long and storied history. I mean, if you look into some of the lyrics of their songs, they sing about Cromwell, and they sing about the Troubles, and, long, long history they'll go back and talk about. And paint these beautiful pictures with their words and their music. I mean, I want to say...
I really like What's Left of the Flag for that reason.
Oh, God, yeah. Within a Mile of Home. I want to say that was the name of the album. If not, that's the track that album had.
That was its headline.
Yeah. That album feels so much about... It feels so much. It makes me feel so much more respect and interest in Irish history and the troubles they've been through and the the strife they had to endure, but also in the happiness they found in that. It's like that small bit of solace in a otherwise shitty narrative. Twinkies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Flogging Molly's a great band. A lot of the earlier stuff was kind of piratey too, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see what I got next on my playlist. Richard Cheese!
Oh, God, I haven't heard a Richard Cheese song in years.
I thought I deleted all my Richard Cheese. I'm glad he's still on there. Richard Cheese is a parody artist. He does popular songs, lounge style. This is specifically doomy. Belle Biv DeVoe, I want to say?
I think so.
That's off the top of my head. But it's a comedy.
Yeah.
The biggest hit he had was in Dawn of the Dead remake.
He did Down with the Sickness.
Yeah.
That smooth lounge cover of Down with the Sickness in Dawn of the Dead, the remake, that's him. And that's what he does. He does smooth lounge covers of other genres of song.
Yeah. He's a funny guy.
Yeah. My favorite one of his songs is Smells Like Teen Spirit. Over the years, as much as I love Nirvana, that's not a song I like of theirs very much. Because I've heard those guitars. Oh my God, have I heard those guitars so much. That specific line, those vocals, that song. It's a very good song. I like other music of theirs more. And Richard Cheese's cover of it actually, one, gave me a new appreciation for the song, and two, I have actually grown to prefer to listen to that version.
Paul Anka did a cover of it too that's longer and less comical. The production's not quite as bombastic as Richard Cheese's, so I can understand why you prefer his. But it's also nice. It gives you that gangster vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you haven't noticed, listener, I'm kind of a bombastic guy.
Yeah. But it's worth a listen to. Paul Anka. It's fucking Paul Anka.
Yeah.
And he's doing fucking Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's great. I love weird sort of...
I love covers that you would not expect.
Yes, I do too.
Alright, we done?
Yeah, we're done with Richard Cheese. He's great. I mean, we've said what we have to say.
Alright. Oh, yes! Alright. The only reason that I went karaoke singing maybe 2 weeks ago. The only reason I didn't sing this song is because everyone I was with told me they would abandon me if I did. Boston, More Than a Feeling.
Oh.
I fucking love this song. You have no idea how much I love this song. It's a very romantic song. Here's something you might have gathered about me. I'm not exactly the most romantic guy, listener. I am...
Not even in the classical sense.
No, not even in the classical sense.
You are a very utilitarian person.
Yeah. And I don't like romantic movies. I don't often enjoy romantic subplots and other things. very much. They're usually like, oh, this is happening. Well, okay, moving on. Romantic music is different. I don't necessarily want to fill the world with silly love songs, but I wouldn't hate it too much if the world was filled with silly love songs. I actually really like romantic music. I don't know why. I have never delved into it too much, to be honest. And I'm a really introspective guy, so that's something of a surprise. But I love romantic songs. I love songs that have that sense of longing. And this song is really very much that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. Boston's a pretty good band. They've had pretty good tracks. I like One of the Feeling. I don't have much more to say about it than that. Than what you said, I mean. Ditto.
Next song.
Yeah, let's go with the next song. What do we got? Jonathan Colton, Code Monkey.
What is this, the irreverent comedy hour here at White's Playlist?
Yeah, that's so weird. Usually it's like Kanye. Jonathan Colton, I mean,
He's a fun guy.
Yeah,
fun band.
If you like comedy music, it's kind of nerdy. Sometimes he does more wistful stuff. Good, go listen to him. He probably heard All We Want to Do Is Eat Your Brains.
You've probably heard that.
It was in Left 4 Dead 2.
It was. I forgot about that.
And I believe it was at the end of some zombie movie.
I would imagine
like
so.
At the end
It
credits.
seems like a waste for it not to be. I really like that song. I like Code Monkey. I once was bored at a restaurant and made up a version of Code Monkey about White.
It's called Right Monkey, because I write.
But aside from that, there's not really a whole lot to say. He's fun. It's good music.
Very
typically.
talented, very...
Musically pretty gifted. He can sing very well.
Well, and creatively so. He's got a bunch of albums called Thing a Week, where he wrote a song a week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's talent right there, even if it's really
that's
simple.
production. That's, at the very least, that is... You can keep a fucking schedule. That's harder than it sounds when it comes to creating.
And hey, listener, here's something fun while the boy pulls up his next song. If you're still in that age where you might have to take a test in school, where you have to know all of the U.S. presidents, except for the most recent ones, he's got a song where you can remember the lyrics and remember all the U.S. presidents.
Up until Obama, because he wrote the music.
Yeah, it was ended at George Bush.
Yeah, he wrote the music when George Bush was president, so...
So just remember to add the current president.
Who you really should probably know.
And you're in good shape. What's up next on your list?
What's up next on my list is a song from a band that I, full disclosure, have not heard much of. I have heard this song, I think maybe one other that I don't remember, but I like this song, and this song feels so wonderfully retro that I have to keep it on my phone. It's I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness.
Oh, The Darkness, yeah. They only had the one album. They were kind of a one-hit wonder band.
And that was it.
I believe they made a comeback or tried to recently. I don't remember exactly what happened with them. But yeah, they were basically the joke behind Steel Panther.
Only not as...
Tongue-in-cheek.
No, not as raunchy.
Yeah, not as raunchy either, but they were being very earnest about it, and that was supposed to be the joke.
Yeah, they were earnest 80s glam metal in the mid 2000s.
Yeah,
which was a remarkably not even cynical, just tired decade.
Yeah. Good band though.
Good
really
band.
Fun
Not
song.
much to say about them.
No,
just a fun song.
They didn't really have enough of a
that's
persona to have much to say about them.
Wonderfully fun to belt off key when I'm alone in my car driving to work.
Yes. It's over to me. Zombie Ghost Train. Oh, there's a fun band. You're looking at me with a blank face.
I don't even fucking know what that is.
I love... Now, while I don't love, like, mainstream country music, I love country offshoots. Horrorbilly, psychobilly, rockabilly. I love it. And these guys, I believe they identify mostly as horrorbilly.
I never liked that gimmick. I always preferred the gimmicks after in his career. Rockabilly, that would be.
Oh. I'm not even going to laugh at that. Fuck you. You threw me off my train track. My zombie ghost train track! Zombie Ghost Train does a lot of cool undead spooky themed country-ish music. It's awesome. I mean, you don't really know much about them. I don't know much about them as people. I know their music's great.
I literally have no fucking idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'll play something for you later when we don't have to worry about getting slammed with copyright. So,
right? Hey, listener, fun side project. If we mention a song that you haven't listened to, pull it up. I'm sure it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube somewhere.
If not available officially on YouTube, you should probably look it up on iTunes. This has been a message from Please Don't Sue Us.
Except for P.T. Grimm and the Dead Puppies, you're not going to find them on YouTube.
Alright, so, next thing.
There we go. I was wondering when that would show up.
Okay, I have a shit ton of the megas on
we're
here.
going to have to be skipping past that shit.
I think I have their entire discography on here. And this is I Refuse to Believe from History Repeating.
Oh, man, that's a good track, too.
Yes, it is a really good track. It's the second to last track. Yeah. Second to last track on Red, their most recent album. I love it. I love the Megas so much.
Now, I know some of you out there, listener, are going, golly gee gosh, but what if I don't like video games?
I hate Mega Man.
Like,
gameplay-wise, I hate those games. I hate them.
And before the Megas, what did you know about Mega Man? Like, zilch, right?
Right. I knew what a cut man was. I knew what a guts man was.
It was Contra without upshooting.
It was Contra, but without upshooting and lame.
You don't have to like Mega Man to love this music, to love the characters they portray and the stories they tell you.
I am living proof of that.
So, yeah, they're great guys. They're independent nerd rock artists. Fucking go to the Megas website, search The Megas. Great fucking people. Buy up their albums and their merch. They have slap bracelets.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're going to be skipping the Megas, like, going forward, right?
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you wanted to talk about with them?
Oh my god. I mean, I could spend hours exploring the themes in their music, some of the subtle touches they do, some of the callbacks to things in the stages in the games. And
I could probably spend at least as long just talking about some of the really surprising emotional weight behind these songs.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's actually fairly astonishing how much they cause empathy and they get you into the characters' headspaces when they're making these songs to put you in a place where you can feel for robots. I don't know how to
evil robots, largely.
Yeah, largely evil robots, and I don't have a problem with that being a robot myself, but for you meat humans, I assume it's really hard.
Yeah, the Megas are great.
The Megas are super good.
They're fantastic.
Look them up, buy their stuff.
Alright. Goth Minister. Ooh, I'm getting so much of my,
secrets.
Yeah, my weird shit. Goth Minister was, oh god, what a weird way I got introduced to this guy. I needed a photo representation for a character in an EFED. And I went to my very good friend Lita and asked for help because Lita's always better about finding photos for me. And what I was sent was a picture of Goth Minister. So I looked this person up because I was like, who the fuck is Goth Minister? Because this guy looks awesome. I want to know what his deal is. And he does music. It's about high C, low B grade industrial. He's from a foreign land that I don't remember off the top of my head. He did a cover of Thriller, was pretty good. A lot of his other music's pretty nice. I would say he's like the gothic industrial equivalent to Lordy.
Oh, okay.
With fewer standout hits.
Well, yeah.
He's the gothic industrial equivalent of Lordy's B-sides.
Oh, okay. That actually makes more sense.
Yeah, but it's good stuff. I'm pleased by it. He's really heavy on the synths, and I appreciate that. Good synths make a good track.
You really are just the 80s.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, a synthesizer can be more than fucking M.
I have nothing to say. I'm pretty sure I've heard a couple of their songs because you played them while we were in the car.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But I don't...
I believe, I don't remember the name of the track itself, but if you look up the lyrics, I'm such a creep, so I fall apart. That's like one of their best songs. Well, one of his best songs.
We good?
Yeah, we're
All
good.
right.
Let's go.
Megadeth. Sleepwalker.
Megadeth. Sleepwalker.
Oh, you know what? It could have been more hilarious. I could have pulled up Sweating Bullets.
Oh my god.
Dude, you should probably fucking know who Megadeth is.
Yeah.
If you don't, I cannot explain them well enough. Please go Google Megadeth. Enjoy. They are metal is the easiest way to describe it.
It's like really imaginative. Megadeth is to metal what ICP is to rap music. And I don't mean that you cynical listener out there, oh, so they suck? It's
also,
largely...
hey, side note, fuck you.
It's largely fantastic, dark-themed, murderous, nasty, psychotic lyrics and imagery.
Combined
set to...
with really good music.
Yeah.
And these driving, hysterical vocals that... And I don't mean in the funny sense, I mean as in literally, they sound as though they have been induced by hysteria that help give the music a sense of
personality
and violence.
Yeah, and violence. Oh yeah, sure. It's that kind of... Look, okay, if you're a DM or you're a role player or you're trying to play a character acting-wise or whatever, and you want to be a crazy person, but you don't want to be the typical, woohoo, I'm crazy!
I hit you with a fish.
Listen to Megadeth and try to tap into those vocals. And
it'll probably won't land too far from the mark.
Or watch The Exorcist 3.
That will also work.
Yeah. Anything else to say about Megadeth? We got into them. The reason we were laughing about this song and Sweating Bullets, again, rock band. What has brought us here this eve? Boy would shred on guitar and I would do the vocals, and these songs are so fucking hard.
My hands hurt afterwards.
And those vocals, they're so fluctuating, it's hard to hit them. Like, look, I don't mean to toot my own horn, tooty fucking toot, but...
Oh god, you fucking douchebag.
I'm pretty fucking good at rock band vocals. I'm sorry, I'm fresh off of First Ones with Whitey, and I make douchebag dad jokes on that. I don't know what comes over me.
I need a second to recover from tooty fucking toot.
No, I'm pretty good at rock band vocals. I've gold starred a lot of songs on Expert. It's the only way you can gold star them.
I'm okay. I usually play on either hard or Expert.
But these songs are hard. Like David Bowie hard, like Freddie Mercury hard.
Fucking Freddie Mercury and
switching between David Bowie and Freddie Mercury hard.
That fucking song is under pressure. Under pressure is fucking impossible to sing.
Oh, but such a good song.
Yeah.
I always love it when I hear those chords come on, like the radio or something. And I'm like, I don't want to listen to Ice Ice Baby right now.
And then it's under pressure. It's like a fun little surprise.
Yeah. All right, let's see what I got next on my list.
Yeah, go.
Let's see. I don't even know what that band is off the top of my head.
Moving on.
Yeah, we talked about Rammstein. Lonely Island, that's weird. What the fuck is with all the comedy on here?
You are just a fucking chucklehead
tonight.
tonight.
I'm a chucklehead tonight. Lonely Island is, what's that guy's name?
Andy Samberg's
Andy
band.
Samberg's band from Saturday Night Live. You probably know I'm on a boat. They've got some other stuff that's worth...
You might also know I just had sex.
Yeah, I just had sex. And, Turtleneck and Chain, that's pretty funny.
Was that popular?
I don't know. No, I'm saying, if they wanted to listen to more, I like Turtleneck and Chain. It had Snoop Dogg in it. They've done some other shit. Some of it's really, really fucking funny. Some of it's really, really fucking juvenile, and whether you find that funny or not depends on who you are. I know some of it I don't. Oh, the one with Pirates of the Caribbean. That was fucking hilarious.
The one with Michael Bolton?
Yeah!
Now back to the good part.
I can't tell you how many times shit has been going down and, like, something lame happens and I'm nodding quietly and in my brain I go, now back to the good part, and then go back to what I was doing.
But for me, just to give you an idea of where we lie, their juvenile stuff lands on just this side of Jay and Silent Bob's Super Groovy Cartoon Movie. So, if you've listened to the previous Two Notes podcast, I believe I've mentioned this on the podcast before, you will understand where that puts us. Their other stuff, though, is very funny.
Oh, yeah. I mean, pick and choose. You're allowed to do that. iTunes has
That's
previews.
pretty much what I do with all my music.
Yeah.
So. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I should.
All right. Okay, this is The Sound of Madness by Shinedown.
Yeah, Shinedown's a good band. I did not expect them to have as much staying power as they did.
They're still hanging in there.
Oh, yeah. They're still really good, too.
Sound of Madness. This is a weird one. Why I have this on here is because it... Alright, through a very odd chain of events, it reminds me of a specific role-playing game that Eric and I played many years ago with Brandy as the DM. And it's not because it was, played at all, ever, during the game. It wasn't at all. It's because later, I made the two characters, or you made one and I made the other.
Yeah.
From the game, in a WWE game, and that was their theme music. Because it was just a cool rock song. And now it reminds me of that game, because my brain has made that daisy chain connection, and that's where it lives now.
It is ironclad. I first encountered Shinedown because of Bottom of Bottle. I want to say that was in 2000. My brain wants to say 1, but I think that's too early. 2004, maybe. I expected them to be like one of those bands that's like really popular with the guys who aren't quite indie. Like they're into the not as well known bands. And like I expected them to be like a leaf on the wind, but they had some staying power. They got their hooks in, and they keep putting out really good stuff. Shinedown's entire discography is worth taking a look at, taking a listen to, I suppose. And yeah.
Next song.
We got the only 50 Cent song I like. Hey, how's it going? Major Distribution.
Do you like a 50 Cent song?
I was surprised as well. It's it's got Snoop Dogg in it.
Oh,
and
okay.
Young Jeezy, so it kind of balances it out.
That probably explains it then.
What was it? It wasn't last year. 2 years ago. I wanted to make some extra money. I was self-employed at the time. And as we discussed, that's not always the most lucrative venture. So we needed some extra scratch. So I found this website. I think my pal Loon, previously mentioned, told me about it, called Slice the Pie. And what you do is it gives you a bunch of songs by big name guys, by little name guys, whatever, and it pays you to write a review of them. Like a blurb, a paragraph. Now they want you to go into detail, and they can tell when you don't. They want you to talk about all the different instruments used and the vibe you get. I don't know what they do with it, whatever. I got paid to review music. Lots of country music, lots of shitty independent R&B that I was like, I could have made this on Fruity Loops, and I'm not that good with Fruity Loops. Please tell the young R&B singers out there to get better drum samples because these sound like butt. This is one of the songs that popped up, and I'm like, this is really good. There's Snoop Dogg. What is this? So I looked it up later, and I was like, oh, this is 50 Cent. I like a 50 Cent song. All right.
It's Brave New World, listener.
That's still the only one I like. I mean, it's just fun. It's nothing like... It's not a great song.
This is one of the few areas where I'm a musical snob coming out. He raps like he has marbles in his mouth.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. And it's party rap, and sometimes that's fun, but...
Only at a party.
Well, like, okay, there's LMFAO, who call themselves party rock, but that's a silly little lie. And they're fun. Their music is like, get your ass up and party, because now is party time. It's like the Andrew WK of electronic hip-hop.
Yeah.
Or Lil Jon.
Yeah, Lil Jon.
Turned Down for What?
Turned Down for What actually made me dance. While I was listening to that song for the first time, I got up and I danced.
Because
and I'm an awful dancing listener.
It's fun-ass party music, but like a lot of the party rap, the pimp rap, if you will, was just like, I'm having a party for me. I'm great.
I have so much money, you guys. I have all this expensive liquor, and there are attractive ladies nearby, and that's really great.
And it's
I
one
have
thing.
like so many cars.
Yeah, it's one thing. Like there's rap that's bragging. I'm okay with most of that. Not a fan of rap battles, as we've discussed, for whatever reason. But like boasting, I'm all right with that. Then there's the I got money and cars and alcohol rap. Okay.
It's the same 3 items: money, cars, alcohol, and through the alchemy of these 3 items, thereby I will acquire ladies.
And possibly guns instead of cars. Depends on that part.
Depends on how hard they'd like to appear.
And then there's the party stuff, where I have money, cars, alcohol, ladies, guns, drugs, and I'd like to share them with you.
How about we get together for a fun hootenanny?
And it's that connection. It's that last little bit that's like, let's all party. That makes me go, yeah, a party! And not, you're kind of a jerk.
Why are you being such a weird, greedy dude?
Oh, man. Can I tell an unrelated story that this has reminded me of?
Yeah, sure.
I know we're
What
like
the fuck,
winding
it's our
down here.
podcast.
I suppose. I was in a GameStop picking up Dragon Age when it launched. And Inquisition, and it's pretty thick in there, because there were like 5 other launches going on that night. And these dudes behind me are the biggest pretend ghetto superstars I have ever encountered for longer than it takes to read a message in a YouTube comment section. And this was in real life. And these dudes behind me are just like, you know, talking about, yo dog, do you know this guy? Y'all know that guy? Do you know this guy? Nah, I ain't know that guy. Well, I know his sister and she is fine. Yo dog, I got a murder rap, you know? I got a rap sheet. I'm really hard, dog. They call me Tough as Nails Two-Tone Tommy, dog. You can't fuck with Tough as Nails Two-Tone Tommy.
Stop. Tell me that was an actual thing.
No, I don't remember. It was that asinine, though. I'm not, like, I can't remember.
Tough as Nails Two-Tone Tommy. That is, I think that's another distinguished line of 2 nerds caricatures.
This is the great part. This is where it goes. So they're talking for a while, and they're like, hey, man, you play Call of Duty? Shit, son, I beat all the Call of Duties. These guys are white. I need to clarify that, because I'm not trying to be racist with my accent. I'm just talking how they were talking. I played all the Call of Duties. I beat all the Call of Duties. Modern Warfare, I beat them all, son. Yeah, you want to get with me on Xbox Live and we can play some Call of Duty? Shit, son, I like that. My screen name is Mad Dog Killer 420. That's awesome. My name is Big Boss 7. Let's do it. We're gonna talk so we can play some Call of Duty. You got headsets? I got some bitches we could go back with. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, tight. And these lanky, not thug, found some FUBU at the Goodwill motherfuckers were happy. And I'm happy for them. But I had to listen to them, and that made me less happy.
That's beautiful, man.
Oh, it takes
Tough as
time.
Nails Two-Tone Tommy, though. I'm keeping that. That one is right up in the pantheon of 2 nerds characters. I want to know more about Tough as Nails Two-Tone Tommy.
I just like what is it that possesses a person to front that hard in a GameStop for a midnight launch?
It's someone who is so incredibly self-conscious and unsure of themselves around people that they feel as though the harder they front, the more believable they are.
That's fair.
Because their real personality must be so awful and unlovable that if they show even the tiniest fraction of it, then they will be shunt.
Well,
like a Pennsylvania Dutch who uses a hairdryer.
He made a friend that night.
See? And it worked.
Yeah.
His front was on Front Street.
I guess, anthropologically speaking, I was fascinated by it. I ain't hating at all. I make fun, because that's what we do here at the Two Nerds Podcast. We give people shit. Because without taking shit, you don't grow up right. You don't learn how shit gets taken.
If you've ever met someone who grew up without ever like taking a little shit, as they say, if you ever met someone who grew up without getting their chops busted, they are the most fragile little flowers. It is sad.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily fragility. It's not like they necessarily are like, you know, you break them and they sometimes they're fragile in the way that, oh, you have lightly penetrated the thin membrane that holds back the rage beast that lives within me.
Time for you to get murdered.
That's why I'm always surprised when I meet homeschooled kids who aren't fucked up. Like, that's a pretty big stereotype, and I don't mean to... I love meeting the ones who aren't. I love meeting the exception of the rule, and I love breaking a rule if I can. But, like, I'll meet people and they're like, super well adjusted. They're like, oh yeah, I was homeschooled. I'm like, awesome.
That system worked for you. Good
That
job.
worked for you. And then I meet people who are like, they got that way about them, and they're just like always ready to crack and snap on a motherfucker.
Like, you can feel the tension in them.
And then you're like, man, so like all these years go by and you're like, so where did you go to school? And they're like, oh, I was homeschooled. And you go, oh.
All makes sense now.
Yeah. That's awful stereotyping. I ain't gonna apologize for it because it's facts. Not all stereotypes are bad. I'm a goth guy. You can expect I like skeletons. I do.
I'm a nerd. You can expect I'm not very good at sports. I'm not.
Not all stereotypes are harmful.
All right. Let's see here.
Yeah, let's get back into it. We got a little bit left before we wrap this up.
Ron, Sonic the Hedgehog gets played.
Oh yeah. He's a YouTuber.
Yep, he's a YouTuber. He does rap songs based on video games.
He hasn't done a lot lately.
Oh, well, that's sad. This is actually not my favorite one of his. I like the Mario one better. But
I like that he kind of uses a different genre of rap.
Yeah, he tends to put each song in its own rap genre. This is more like a UK hip hop feel.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. And he uses a lot of the elements of UK hip hop, the specific way the female rappers sound from the UK, the very very strong Jamaican Haitian influence in a lot of UK hip hop, and then the basic baseline, the Sonic stuff is pretty traditional stuff.
You go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's do this. Remind of self-indulgence. I already talked about that. That was person needs Smash Mouth.
Is it All Star?
No. It's pet names. Fush You Mang. Not a perfect album. There's the last part of You're the Fonz is odd. But
Full disclosure, no fucking idea what that song is.
Smash Mouth, one of their songs got big. What was it? Walking on the Sun was the first one that got big. And then they became children's movie entertainment music production engine number 478. They stood in line next to the Baja Men for their paychecks and gladly cashed them.
And strangely, Counting Crows.
Yeah. I don't blame them. At least Counting Crows got a pretty full career before that happened.
But hey, you know
Smash
what?
Mouth.
Get your paper.
Hey, no, I ain't mad. I just love this album so much. And I wish they were able to make more of it. Their most recent album was probably as close as we're ever going to get to that exact sort of sound. They had a couple of good tracks on there. They did a cover of, Don't You Forget About Me. That was pretty good.
I like them as cover artists, honestly. I like their interpretations of a lot of songs.
Yeah, Why Can't We Be Friends?
I like their Why Can't We Be
Fantastic.
Friends. I like a couple of their other... They escape me at the moment because I haven't heard Smash Mouth songs.
Magic?
Yeah, that's another one. You could probably keep naming it. I like most of their songs that I've ever heard.
Smash Mouth, yeah, it's good stuff. There's stuff other than All-Star, basically.
And Walking on the Sun.
Check out Fush You Mang. It's a good album. Fushyyumang. It's got a big green car in the front.
That'd do. And a purple planet, looks like.
Yep.
Alright. Next. Ozzy Osbourne. I Don't Want to Stop.
Ozzy. Did you know for a long time I didn't like Ozzy Osbourne?
Oh no.
No, Brandy's aware.
Okay, good. If Brandy hears that, I'm gonna be less. It's gonna be the One Nerd podcast.
Forevermore. Yeah, I didn't get it when I was a kid, I suppose, is the thing.
Well, what Ozzy did you hear? Because there are Ozzies that are difficult to get.
When I was a kid, I think I heard mostly Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath can be hard. Mid-'80s Ozzy is like the drop zone for me.
And that was really, like, Blizzard of Oz was super popular when I was growing up for some fucking reason. And I just didn't get it. And a lot of it was like, I didn't want to be a stoner. And all the people I knew who liked Ozzy were stoners.
That's a perfectly fair...
I mean, we're talking about when I was like 10, 11 years old. I had made up my mind about it and didn't look back. Until...
As a child, as you do.
Yeah, until I met Brandy, and she's like, no, Ozzy is the greatest thing to ever walk this earth, and then she slapped me twice in the face. And
To learn him.
To learn me, and I deserved it. Out of reflex, I got back into the kitchen and made her a sandwich, and she was like, good, but I wanted you to listen to Ozzy. So listen to Ozzy.
And then she enjoyed her sandwich.
Yeah, she enjoyed her sandwich, because I'm a good housewife. The preceding was a joke. I am a good housewife, but...
Getting dark on the Two Nerds podcast.
Yeah, getting some real in here. Talking about stereotypes and housewives and whatever. It's all in good fun. Yes. Ozzy, what can you say?
He's fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
Fucking Ozzy.
You know who he is. You've heard his music.
Yeah.
You know what it sounds like.
If you don't know anything else about heavy metal hard rock,
You probably know this guy.
you know Ozzy. Or Sharon, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's circles of people who would know Sharon before Ozzy.
People who watched The Talk, I think it's called? Is
Yeah.
that what she was on?
Yeah, she's still on there.
Is that show still going?
Oh, yeah! They interviewed Betty White for her birthday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah! This is a very fun show. But, yeah, Ozzy. Fucking Ozzy. We still got a little time left?
I'll ride an hour,
A little
but
over.
we own.
You know what?
We own the podcast.
Let's do 2 more.
Okay, one each.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh wait, no, you're one up on me. Let's do 3 more.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Oh, what is that? I hate.
No, I don't want to talk about that. I don't fucking know that. Overclocked remixes. This is specifically from the Final Fantasy VI Balance and Ruin album. Overclocked Remix is a website where people make techno-ass, awesome-ass fucking music out of video game soundtracks. It was what I listened to before bands like the Megas and artists like Brental Floss and Dwayne and Brando and Starbomb were a thing. Because I love video game music, but there's only so much of it. So remixes of video game music let me experience video game music in other genres. I think notably... No, I don't think that had any video game music at all in it, did it? That sadly lost remix I made for that one game we had?
I think it had one song.
Yeah? Okay.
And I like this stuff. I like overclocked remixes of video game songs because, for me, that stuff is probably near perfect role-playing game music. It's
I have a
usually
playlist
instrumentals.
I use as battle music.
It's usually instrumentals. It's solid, constructed songs, because they're usually Final Fantasy songs, which therefore are very good.
I mean, we said that in the previous podcast. Tell me a better artist than Nobuo Uematsu, and you were like, man, I ain't got no clue.
But that's mostly what I use them for. They're not really anything I just listen to.
You know, they haven't been in a while, but I've been on some different genre kicks. So, over to you.
Oh, no, we already talked about the Chili Peppers. No, we already talked about the Megas. I already talked about Johnny Cash.
Well, we did a little bit. We talked about how he's good country. He makes good covers. What song popped up?
Ring of Fire.
Oh, okay.
It's actually not even my favorite Johnny Cash song.
Good song. A little overplayed.
Hold on, I'm gonna try and find something we haven't talked about. No, not the Megas, not Ron. I have more shit on here, I swear.
Yeah, playlists, man. Remember, like, forever when the Megas was all your phone would play, to the point that you had to make a separate Megas playlist for a while?
Yeah, and I had to move all the Megas out of my big shuffle playlist and just enjoy them when I wanted them, so my phone would play anything else. Alright. Capital G by 9 Inch Nails.
Hey, 9 Inch fucking Nails.
Trent Reznor, you are very good at your things that you do. I love Capital G. I love Capital G because I get that it's meant ironically. I do. But I love it as a villain song. It's basically a Disney villain song.
Yeah. I love the departure from Trent's usual musical fallbacks. I like the weird hip-hoppy sort of spoken word thing he's got going on there.
Yep. My enjoyment of it is musically, it's very interesting. It's got a driving, I use driving beat a lot because I like a lot of songs with those. But it's got a...
There's a very specific motion he makes that is, I am listening to music. And it is as though he is trying to headbutt someone just in front of him.
Yeah,
Not headbanging, it's like I'm gonna get you. Like he's got horns. Like you're trying to gore someone.
I like to bob my head.
Yeah.
It's not
I ain't making fun, it's just, you need that beat to make the goring motion.
and the beat in this song sort of hits you as it goes. You can't. It's not something that falls into the background of the song, which I really enjoy. And like I said before, I like it purely because it is so. It is George Bush's Disney villain song, and I absolutely love that.
I couldn't agree more. I'm so glad she came up. Lady Gaga.
Yeah!
This song specifically, Shake Your Kitty, that's okay. It's not the best. But,
there's many more songs of hers I like.
I didn't want to listen to her at first. Excuse me. When she first came out with Poker Face, I think it was a big stand-up track. And I was like, whatever, pop music.
Same. I kind of dismissed her, and
I think you were the one who was like, no, fucking listen.
I didn't want to listen to it, and then it wasn't even Poker Face. It was Love Game. I heard Love Game, and then I stopped what the fuck I was doing, listened to her entire discography, went back, looked at him, and said, no, you're fucking listening to this. You'll love this.
You brought me a live performance of Paparazzi.
Yeah.
And just watching her put 150% into her music was like, I'm sold. And then I looked up her videos, and she's all into the horror shit, and she's fun as fuck.
She's fun. She loves her music. She constantly reinvents herself. Lady Gaga is what a pop star, that's the pop star archetype for me.
She goes above pop stars. She's like, okay, you know how when you are a Pokemon trainer, you can be a trainer, a gym leader, a bug kid, you can be one of the Elite Four, but everybody wants to be the Pokemon master.
Yeah.
Okay, you can be a pop star, you can be a diva, you can be whatever you want. Lady Gaga's a cultural icon.
She is, at this point, you know who Lady Gaga is. Even if you've never heard a single note of her music, you know who Lady Gaga is.
And she changes so much. She has so much power.
And the funny thing is, I don't actually, usually her collaborations with other artists I could take or leave, because for some reason, the mystical arts that she uses are not there when she collaborates with someone else.
It's the opposite of Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. Who's only good on other people's songs. But when Lady Gaga is just doing any song, the only song of hers I've ever heard that I don't fucking love is Alejandro.
Really? I like Alejandro.
I don't like it because it's so...
Because it's that Madonna song?
It's that specific Madonna song first.
Which I also like. So.
But more than it just being that specific Madonna song, it's... How to put this? It's mid-2000s Mariah Carey. It's melodic.
Mariah Carey?
It's just the name that came up.
So
insert pop star.
Yeah, okay.
It's
melodic. Mariah Carey's Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's melodic. It's forgettable. It's using gratuitous words in another language.
Oh, she does that all the time.
Well, yeah, but normally it's better than that. Normally I don't hate as much.
Okay, that's fair.
Because it's normally words, not just names said with an accent. It's so much about that song I just don't like, and that's in contrast to the rest of her music, because there's a bunch of her fucking music that's very different from each other individual song that I love. A song I hear that I like, that's on my phone, that I don't actually hear that much about, although I imagine it was super popular, just I don't talk to these people, is a Lady Gaga song called Paper Gangster.
Oh god, that song's good.
That song's really fucking good, dude. And I never hear about it when people talk about Lady Gaga, and I don't know why. People talk about other shit, Poker Face, obviously.
Well, yeah, the big releases.
Edge of Glory, if they're talking about her newer stuff. Because that shit is just an 80s power ballad.
Her latest album's amazing. I hate that it's not getting as much... I hate that the good stuff on it is not getting as much play, because, Applause is great and everything, but there's so much more on that album that's fucking amazing.
I love how honest Applause is.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad Lady Gaga came up. Are there any other bands, as we're winding out here, that you want to just toss out there?
Yes, but that's the reason we did the shuffle thing. There are too many.
Right on. Fucking Kanye West. If I didn't mention him, my favorite artist.
You mentioned him a couple times throughout the podcast. Specifically, normally my playlist is Kanye. Having driven somewhere with the man, I can attest to that.
I can't promise that it's a perfect album. but My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is close. I think Kanye is one of the most underappreciated minds of our musical generation. Of this musical generation, perhaps I should say. Because I'm an old man now, and my musical generation was grunge. I think people see what's on the surface too much, and don't go deep enough in, and try to understand the person that he is and the art that he's trying to make. And, take a second look. Look, I won't say that about ICP, because if you listen to ICP and you're like, I don't like this, you're probably not going to like it.
Yeah, it's very cut and dry. If you don't like it, you're not going to.
But there's a lot of pop influence, and everybody hates Nickelback. Everybody likes to make fun of Kanye. And yeah, he's the most socially awkward famous person I know who still interacts with people. So, go back, listen to some of Kanye's music, specifically My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. If I have to name the best track on there, it's Monster. That song gets me fucking going. And the Gogomus is tired of us not paying attention to him. So,
he has begun knocking things over.
He's like, this podcast has gone too long, pet me. Yeah, that's what I have to say. My Life in the Thrill Kill Cult. Listen to them too.
Stop. You're just gonna.
No, I'm done. That was it. I wanted to get them out there because I listened to them most of last year. So, yeah. That's all I have to say.
That's all I have to say, I believe.
Lollipop Let's Go.
I'm going to end this podcast now where he just starts rocket firing names like a machine gun at you.
Reverend Horton.
Stop it. All right. Everything's better when nerds talk about it. We're done now.